Today's gospel from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, is obviously taken from Jesus' very famous Sermon on the Mount, which covers a whole variety of topics, but in this particular gospel, he's covering the very important subjects of murder and anger. And in particular, what he says is, "You've heard it said, 'You shall not kill.' But now I say unto you, whoever has anger in his heart is liable to judgment." Which speaks to the very general point that when it comes to our sins, we shouldn't just look at these things on the surface, but we should always ask the important question, what's the why behind the what? Like, what's the why behind the what that I actually do in terms of the external expression of my sin? Because in the absence of that, our journey towards discipleship and our battle against sin simply becomes an exercise in sin management, where we recognize that the church identifies certain behaviors as being sinful, and we strive to simply avoid those sins going forth in the future, as opposed to asking again the difficult questions such as, what's the why behind the what? And so, for example, in the words of Father Josh Johnson, when I look at my behavior, I might say, well, look, I committed this particular sin because I was tired. But why are you tired? Maybe you're saying yes to every single request which comes across your path. Why are you saying yes to every request which comes across your path? Well, maybe because deep down you don't actually believe that people will still love you or accept you if you fail to produce that which the world finds to be important and valuable, which points to the fact that maybe your real problem here is not simply fatigue. Maybe your real problem is you don't have confidence in the reality of unconditional love. And so how do you deal with that? Not simply by trying to get more sleep, but by revisiting this really foundational idea that my Father in heaven loves me unconditionally. Or in the words of John Paul II, I am not the sum of my sins and failures and weaknesses, but instead I am the sum of my Father's love for me and my real capacity to become an image of His only begotten Son.